Drabs has been in Splinterlands doing big things for a while. But one thing I really want to talk tonight, I want to talk about is Rising Star. It's another NFT card game. I don't. If you're on Splinterlands, you probably have heard of it because it's on the High blockchain. There's not too many games on the High blockchain.
Right.
But it's an awesome game. And Drabs, my man, has a card named after him, conveniently called Drabs. It is a or Dr. Abs, if you'd like. But it's a dope card, and I want to talk to you about your journey in Rising Star, man. So thank you for being here tonight, dude.
Of course, man. My pleasure. Thanks for having me on as always, you know. Yeah. So Rising Star, like kind of
Yeah,
talking about it a bit. I started in Splinterlands, mainly. I think so many of us did. And then I was really, you know, iffy on other, not so much other projects, but I didn't really think I would have time or really like funds and stuff like that to get into some of these other projects. Once I found out what Rising Star was, because I seen other streamers, you know, kind of covering it from Skynautic, Sergeant Dan, Untamed Sarge, you know, he was
shout
always
out
using their music.
Sarge, man.
Yeah, good old Sarge. He was always using their music in his streams and stuff like that. And then once I found out a little bit more about it, I really got into it and fell in love, you know, with the community because they're kind of, you know, one and the same. Like a lot of people from Splinterlands are into Rising Star. Not everybody, but I mean, a lot of them are. They kind of just go hand in hand. Splinterlands you can use as your grinding game, you know, as you're playing, you know, hours on end, and you can just run Rising Star in the background and be earning off it, as well as like listening to some awesome music as well. So, and then
Yeah, the
shortly
music
after,
part is definitely a very cool aspect of it.
right. And it does so much, you know, like that's kind of a thing nowadays with like indie artists and whatnot. It's very hard for them. Like they can put their stuff up on SoundCloud or Audius, but it still doesn't really get recognized, you know, at least on here, like with people streaming it all the time, you're seeing more and more crypto coverage and games, people get into games. And I think Rising Star speaks to so many because it's like, you know, people might not be into Splinterlands because it might be too grindy, too hard. There's an upfront cost already. You know, you need to have some cards now to be earning off of it with the new updates. All fine, right? Like I'm okay with all those decisions, but some people, you know, just want something that can run in the background, and with it being music related, like everybody loves music. So, you know, even if maybe you don't even want a game on it, right, or earn off of it, you can actually just use it as a music player while you're working out at the gym or whatnot, right? And
That's awesome.
yeah, it's great. And what they do with the community as well. So you talked about me having a card, right?
Mhm.
Um, you look at like Splinterlands, they, you know, they had that as well, but you needed to be in like the top purchasers, the top six of like pack purchases, which is like
Right.
impossible for the, you know, average Joe to do, you know. And for me, like, not that that was ever an ambition of mine to have a card in Splinterlands, right? Or even Rising Star. Like, I never even really knew it until I started seeing some of the streamers get cards. The first batch, like Garlic, Sergeant
Right.
Dan was another one. Sarge was another one that
Big
got a
shout
card in
out.
there. And I was
I
just
love
like,
Sergeant
oh,
Dan.
he's awesome, man. Completely unfiltered, no nonsense, man.
Oh, I love him.
We'll tell you straight. He's a great dude. And very tech savvy too, man. I gotta give it
Yeah.
up to Sarge. Like the fact he can run a stream and know all of the like things with OBS and Streamlabs, like it's amazing.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so like I started streaming it, you know, talked to Jux, the creator of the game. I was always in the Radio Evolves, which is like their Sunday show, which if you haven't checked
Mhm.
that out, they do a show every Sunday. For me, it's Sunday. Some people it might be Monday because he's in UK. I know it's Monday for
Right.
him, but it's Sunday for me. And it's just like a showcase. It's about an hour, maybe 2 hours long sometimes, of like indie music, right? You know, so if
Yeah.
you're an indie musician either in the game or you're just starting out, you can submit tracks and they'll play them live on the stream, right? And yeah, so like I was tuning into those and whatnot, talk to him, you know, on a pretty regular basis. And then like before long, he was like, oh, you know, would you like a card in the game? You know, and I was just like, you know, my ears perked up, you know, I was just
Well,
like,
yes. Yes, I
of
would.
course. I mean, you know, like it's kind of been, you know, a dream of mine to be in a game. That would be so awesome.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
So yeah, it was like the community support, and really, it's not that hard. Like if you, let's say, you wanted a card in the game, really, you would just need to stream some Rising Star content. You know, maybe do some
Hey, hey,
giveaways,
what do you
post about
know?
it, right? Like it's not too hard to get a card in the game.
Right.
Now you've seen, so there's a lot of streamers. Rick just got his card
Yeah.
encrypted. So a lot of the streamers, a lot of people that do a lot of stuff for the game, from just streaming it to giveaways to blogging about it,
Mhm.
will usually get a card in the game at some point, especially with the growth of it now and more cards being needed, right?
Right. Yeah, man. I joined Rising Star, just the same way. Just kind of, it was on Hive, and I got some cards and just kind of grew for a little while. But then I really saw the potential in it last October or so, and I went in and bought up a bunch of the rare cards, the limited to 250, even the common ones. Just buying the common, a bunch of cards.
The lower print values and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, the ones that are more limited, especially like the holiday ones,
Right.
like past ones and stuff, and the composers. And I love the radio show Evolved that you all do on Sundays, or Jux does. And
Yep.
and shout out to Jux, man. He works hard on this stuff, and I love his passion on it. And I've been doing it for a while. I have like 890 missions I've done, which isn't, too shabby. But the music is really one of the coolest things, and what they do for the community. Not only, they introduced Stick Up Boys to me. Never heard of them. Really like their music now, and even listen to it on YouTube, while I'm working and stuff. And so I think how they integrate the music, and then that's how they started. Like, all the cards were those musicians,
Right.
and then as the base grew, they started putting streamers like yourself, Sergeant Dan. Rental has
Yep.
one on there. What's up, Will? By the way, Will of D in the house,
Will.
and just really love it now, man. So I like it, and to even take a step further, I watched your stream the other day. You were streaming on Twitch. I just had a free night, and you were talking about the Starbits Millionaire card.
Mhm.
So I want that card now, and I have 1,000,000 Starbits. So I want you to walk through. Hold on. First, I want to take this question here. Let's see what it says here. This will sound dumb, but how do you stream Rising Star? Like, what do you do? I get the game. I have a level 40, which is low, I'm sure. Actually, level 40 is way above average, I bet. And but what do you do on a stream? I mean, that's a good question,
Yeah.
because
So
it's a click game.
right. So Jux realized that at first, like, there wasn't a whole lot that you could do with it. Now they got Battle of the Bands in there, right? You actually participated in it, right? So what Battle of the Bands
Yeah.
is, it's pretty much like a giveaway tool. Now you don't have to do giveaways in it. You could just run the game, right? But it's like an open lobby. You'll join through the link, right? Like, I would post the link in chat. You would click that, it would bring you into the Rising Star lobby, and then it pits everybody in like 1v1s, and it gives you access to the entire collection of Rising Star. So it's not like me, who's at level 85 with 500
Nice.
cards, faces a guy who's like level 2 with only like 10 cards. It's not like he
Mhm.
only has 10 cards. He has all of the cards. I have all of the cards. Everybody has all of the cards in Rising Star. And then it just goes through 1v1 battles, right? And then at the end, a winner's announced, and then we give them a spin on the wheel for, some prizes, star bits, or cards in the games, right?
Did Jux make that?
Jux did make that. Yeah. Yeah.
Did I tell you, man? That guy impresses me over and over because of how he finds solutions that are community centric.
Right.
Like, he knows I don't have, no one's going to sit here and watch Drabs click something and wait an hour for his mission to finish. I've got to give him something. And then he gives a tool for you also then to promote by giving out cards and stuff, which you do on your stream,
Yep.
which is cool, man. I mean, it's smart. Big shout out to Jux, and he's a musician. And yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, no, it's a great way to kind of play. Like, I always was doing marbles and other giveaway mechanics and stuff that I've always had in stream, but that just is another layer to it, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, I mean, Splinterlands, if y'all are listening, that would be awesome. I mean, you could do almost the same thing for streamers to give away stuff.
Yeah.
I'd love to have a neutral, randomized thing that people can participate in. We can show off different cards of the game. And yeah, actually, when I did Battle of the Bands, after we did that, I was like, there are so many cards I haven't seen before, because I haven't really played. I just go on there and do my one mission a day, really, just because I just haven't had the time lately.
Yep.
And now I'm dedicating more that I've seen all these new things that have been added. And excuse me, I drank my Mountain Dew too fast. And it's just really cool to see. And the community, I love the radio, like the show on Sunday. It's just such a
For sure.
good vibe. And I used to listen to it. Well, I mean, I still do. Like when I cut the grass, it's like perfect timing is when I
Yep.
do that. So I'm there, but I don't really type much. But it's an awesome thing that's going on over there, man. And I love that you're leading the way on some of this.
Yeah, I like I said, I love being a part of it. As I was saying, music's a really big part of my life, even though I don't play music or compose or anything like that. I've gone through so many stages in my life, from different genres. So like I have a really big appreciation for music. And I think it can connect a lot of folks as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people share, the same likes in music and whatnot. And then besides that fact, let's say you are a composer or you do create music, you know, this is a perfect opportunity for you to get your music into other people's ears, right? Like it's completely open. Jux doesn't have
Yeah,
like
I
any
want to share the
requirements.
screen. Let me
You
show.
know, it's very, very easy to get your music into the game. And then you can start minting like NFT records where people can then use the Starbits in game to go and buy these records, have a piece of your collection, but also earn a little bit from it as well. So it's freaking sweet, man. Like
Yeah, I have it
it's a
up
great, great community.
on the screen here. This is where you can get the actual records
Yep.
and buy the records. I think I have a couple here.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
got
Stick
Stick
Up
Up Boys Don't
Boys.
Stop. Yep.
Yeah.
One of their best. That's my favorite song by them. So
Yeah, dude, that song is amazing. And then I could sell this. It's an NFT, but you can also listen to it.
yep, yep.
You just and when you own it, you get this little download button here. Um, yeah, man, and man, they've added a lot of music too.
They have a lot of artists, new, and you can see new and X NWN there. He's put on. He's a streamer as well, a Spanish streamer, right?
Yep, yep.
And I found out about him, met him, awesome dude, great dude, and then he started minting NFTs like crazy now, and
Oh,
his
that's
records sell
awesome.
out quite a bit too, right?
And
So,
and some of them have actual vinyl attached to it,
yep,
where you can buy, at certain times you can buy it, and they send you the vinyl.
they send you the vinyl, right?
That's so freaking awesome, man.